What is freelancing? So basically, a lot of people have like this doubt and they even want to start. This video is actually for beginners. This is not for people who are experienced in this, so they can obviously skip it, and if they want they can watch it also. It's not like that, but this video I am creating is specifically for beginners who have some doubts regarding freelancing. What exactly is freelancing, and like how should they go about it, right? How should they start doing freelancing? So mainly it is about that. I'm just trying to create one series where I'm just trying to walk you around what exactly is freelancing, how you should prepare for freelancing, what kind of mindset you need. So main thing behind freelancing is like main thing uh, you need to do freelancing is mindset, because it's the thing which requires you to be very convinced about your decision. So we will discuss all these things in like upcoming videos as well. There are going to be multiple videos in this series. I won't be covering everything in a single video, otherwise that video will be very long and no one will watch it, right? So let's go by the definition first. What is freelancing? So freelancing is basically working independently, right? Having no long-term commitments and no boss to control, flexibly working on gigs at per your convenience, as per your convenience, right? At your convenience. So basically, freelancing, as you can like understand by the name freelancing, so it's basically working independently. You are working as a contractor, right? You are not having a fixed job, right? Compared to traditional way of employment, what usually happens is you apply for a company at some position which they have an opening for, and when they select you, you are hired full time. So you are working specifically for that company, right? And only they will be providing you with work, and you will be only working for them, and they will be providing you salary at the end of the month. Salary is usually fixed. If it's like business development side of role, such as sales role or something like that, or marketing role, where the revenue is directly linked to your work, then you might also get some incentives, but otherwise more or less salary is fixed, right? But in freelancing, you are not like you are not committed to one company, or you are not committed to one business. Basically you are not hired full time, right? They will only hire you as per convenience and for a particular time duration is also very important. You are going to be hired on a project basis, on a task basis, right? In freelancing world, usually gigs, we call these projects as gigs, right? So anything can be a gig, right? A musician is being hired to play music or play guitar or something. A guitarist is being hired to play a guitar is also freelancing, right? That is also called a gig, right? So a video editor is editing a video, that is also a gig. So one particular task, one particular project is called gig, right? And it can have a timeline, a deadline attached to it, and you are working independently. So basically you have location independence, time independence. You can charge according to whatever you feel for you should be paid for your work, and whatever like you are quoting, if that works well for the business, for the client, they might pay you that. Or if it is out of their budget, or they have some other things, so you can negotiate and come at a price which works for both of you, right? So freelancers are popularly known to be as independent contractors, and all the freelancers fall under the self-employment category, right? So freelancing is basically working for yourself, being paid per project, as we have discussed, task on hourly basis or on the contract. So basically, say if you are there, like the payment happens in two ways, right? Either you pay, either you get paid on hourly basis. So mostly if you see software engineering projects, like software development projects, mostly come with per hour pay, like $40 per hour, or $50 per hour, or $100 per hour, depending on your experience, depending on the complexity of the task, depending on the level of skill required to complete that task. That is exactly your pay. Other thing is being charged, like being paid, getting paid on the basis of project. So say someone hired you to edit one short film, right? You are a video editor and someone hired you to edit the short film. Now short film is not like exactly, no one can predict how long it is going to take, right? For a skilled video editor, say he is very skilled, he is very good at his work, and his niche is also this short films. He edits short films. So say he does it in a week or 10 days, right? But say some other video editor is not so adept, he's still trying his hands around short films, so he takes around say 15 days. Now if in that case that person who is getting that short film edited might not be having exact idea how many hours it will take. In usually software projects, the billing happens per hour basis. But in these kind of projects, creative projects mainly, like if you are working as a graphic designer, so if you are charging say per thumbnail or per design, right? So it's per design project. Like it doesn't matter how long you take, like because it's creative work, right? It might take even 10 hours for you to edit a video, or you might edit it in 3 hours, or you might edit it in 3 days, because it's a creative work. It depends on your creativity, how long you want to take to do it. Or and that is how what freelancing is about, right? In job there is a deadline that you have to do anything by EOD, more or less, right? When the tasks are divided, they are subdivided into tasks, tasks are further divided, subdivided. So you are given particular timeline that okay, take this time, take this much time, do it in 3 days or 4 days, and then submit it by EOD. That is usually their deadline. But in freelancing, you are going to tell client or business how long you are going to take that take how long you are going to take to complete that project, and if that works for them, then obviously they will hire you. Otherwise they'll go with someone else if they don't have that kind of time flexibility. But that time independence, location independence and flexibility comes with freelancing, right? Now it depends on you, like what kind of projects you are taking. Are you taking gig by gig? Are you taking like small projects, or you are taking long term projects? Like usually lot of people are not comfortable doing short term projects, because again you are always on hunt, right? You are always looking for projects, because there is no guarantee, right? And because it's freelance, it's not a job that every day you will have a work. So that is one of the disadvantages we will discuss further in this video. So what they do is they are into those niches, like say website development. Now website development, if it's a custom website development, not on the CMS like WordPress or Shopify or any other CMS, it usually will take 2 to 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, a lot of times. Then they also take up the maintenance and management of the website part, right? Because it's a custom built website, and if the client doesn't has his in-house team, then obviously they don't know how to make any changes or make any updates on the website. So obviously they will give you that contract as well of managing and operating that website. So in that case, what usually happens, people are very comfortable taking that long term kind of projects, so that they have the consistent income. So there are two type of projects mainly. Like in video editing, I don't think it can be any kind of project can be very long, except like documentaries or films or short films of series kind of thing. All right. Other than that, it's going to be a very short term reel. Like if you are editing a reel, how long can you ask for? How long you can ask for editing a reel? Maximum 2 days. If within 2 days you must submit, right? It's a 90 second for 60 to 90 seconds video. How long you can take for it, right? So this is mainly freelancing, right? And people who do freelancing are called freelancers. So I guess these are the basics which you might be like having some doubts. If you had some doubts related to this, it must be clear till now, right? Now if you have to understand exactly how freelancing works compared to traditional mode of business. So in traditional mode of business, what usually happens is there is a business, they hire you for a full-time role, they will keep providing you work and you will keep working for them, and you are being paid on monthly basis. That is your salary. But in case of freelancing, you are being hired as a per project basis or per requirement basis, as per requirement, right? You are not going to be hired full time, right? So say some client, some business has a requirement of getting their graphic design, they need some graphics, some brochures, some labels, or some posters for their business. So for this, now it's a one time requirement. So if you look from business point of view, they have no business hiring you full time, because it's a one time requirement, right? Say there are elections coming, and you are working for some political party. Now in that case, that political party has only to create that banners, posters, all those things they have to create only for those 3 to 6 months before and after of elections. They don't want to do that for full 5 years. I'm not talking about national level parties or state level parties. I'm talking about small parties, regional parties, national level, state level parties who have influence over like more like larger geographical area. They might have requirements for, for whole 5 years, for whole term, right? Because they are they, one or the other state, they are fighting elections like BJP or Congress or Aam Aadmi Party or something like that. But for smaller parties, from smaller politicians who are working as independent, was fighting and independent, who are uh, not covering as much as area, they might have very small project for 2 to 3 months, 6 months. So now in that case, you will be only working with them and providing them that those graphics and those material, right? If you're working as a graphic designer, so that will be for a very short time, right? Same as video editing, as I mentioned. Same is for like even advertising, right? Some people are generating say leads for a particular event, right? Some event is happening, or say some concert is happening, and you are trying to generate bookings for that concert or some event. So again, it's a one time event. No one is going to hire you for full time for that, right? So these kind of like gigs, these kind of projects, businesses don't want to hire you full time because they don't have that job all the time. So what they will do is they will hire you for project basis, or per project basis, or per gig basis, and they will pay you accordingly. So they will need some services, you are providing services. So that is how that freelancing relationship works, right? Now let's discuss why freelancing, right? So we have understood what is freelancing, but now the question arises, why to freelance, right? Why to not take up any job, and why to take freelancing? So see, you have to understand uh, this job model, right? This going to college, studying there for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, then getting placement, then getting job. So this whole model is very very new in human history. If you see our recorded history of past 2000, 3000, 4000 years, we all have been freelancers. World used to run on freelance model always, right? You might have heard there were traditional businesses, traditional skills which used to be passed on to generations. So say I was born into a blacksmith family, right? Now that blacksmith, my father was a blacksmith, my grandfather was blacksmith, his father was blacksmith. From generations we are doing this work, so we have the expertise, right? So basically you see how this used to work. I don't have to learn this from anyone else because my own father is doing this and they are experts at it, right? So this skill used to get passed on to next generation, right? So that skill will get passed on to me, I'll pass on that to my next generation, and this goes on, right? And since I am good at it, I won't be doing job with anyone for that, because in job there is a ceiling on income. Because if I'm good, why should I only get paid 10 to 20% of my potential? In job, usually what happens is, if a job is paying you 10 lakhs a year, you must be doing work of at least 1 cr 1 crore in a year, then only they will pay you 10 15 lakhs, right? So your actual potential of earning is 10 cr or 1 cr, right? 1 crore or 10 crore, and you are happy in 20 30 lakhs, right? Working for someone else. So why you will work for someone else? Because when you have that potential. So world used to run on freelancing. And also the thing is, there are not so many jobs for everyone. As you can see, as I have mentioned, like it's not, the model is not even more than like 100 years old. At max it should be 100 years old, right? And in this 100 year also, you might have seen endless layoffs, right? Because what happens is, see, not all companies can provide jobs for everyone. There needs to be freelancing, because how companies work, how businesses work, if you see, they are working, businesses expand as the consumption increases, right? And the consumption increases when the income increases, right? Also, it's not like always income increase will lead to consumption increase. You will also have to see, for consumption to increase, the things should be affordable, right? If generally I'm getting a loaf of bread for say 50 rupees, and inflation is so high, the loaf of bread is 100 rupees or 200 rupees, even if I'm earning more, I'll try to save, because I'm seeing the cost consistently rising. So mindless spending, which we call as increase in consumption, increase in GDP, that increase in consumption won't happen. For for that, the things need to be like affordable, not very expensive, right? Not costly. So for that, like businesses will only expand when they have this consumption increase, increase in consumption. But when people are losing jobs, when layoffs are happening, consumption will not increase. So then obviously, so you see, this is a loop, right? Crisis hits, people lose their jobs, consumption takes a hit, people get fired. Now since the consumption has already dead, again businesses have nothing to manufacture or nothing to sell. Whom they will sell? If you are even selling, say, biscuits, right? Biscuit consumption will also go down if the economy is hit. So it's a endless loop, right? When businesses are hit, no one is going to hire you. So how you will survive? In that case, if you were working as a freelance, or if you were working on something you are good at it, right? Say you are carpenter. Even if the crisis hits, are people stop going to stop buying furniture? No, right? Say even if you were someone who was creating, say, perfumes, right? If the crisis hits, is it like your sales might get hit, right? Your business might get hit, but it's not like you will be out of business, right? So that is the challenge with jobs, and there cannot be jobs for everyone, right? How businesses hire is when the increase in consumption happens, people businesses see there is a chance to increase revenue, so they increase production, they hire more people. Then after some time, that increase in consumption goes down, the consumption slumps, right? Then what happens? Businesses lay off. So this cycle keeps going on. If you study the past 100 years, this cycle has been going on. Now what used to happen? You are out of job, you have lost your job, so people used to work for, like petty jobs to just to pay their bills, right? Working in McDonald's, working in Domino's, all those things, right? So the model is flawed. Current model is flawed, and we will eventually, you must have seen that freelancing is increasing day by day. So you must have seen that freelancing will keep increasing, and you will see we will eventually return to that same model. Either you are farmer, you are blacksmith, you are milkman, you are carpenter, you are builder, you are interior designer, whatever, but you will only work as freelance. And if you see, very really high paid professions are freelance. Doctor is freelance. Doctor is not a full time. Mostly doctors start as full time, but they eventually go on to start their own businesses, own clinics. Mostly CAs, chartered accountants, they might start working for big four companies and all, but eventually they will start their own practice, they will start their own chamber. Same goes for law, right? And mostly advocates will start working for some firm, but then again they will start their own chamber. Same goes for interior design, same goes for architects, same goes for any other profession, right? Most of the professions are freelance. Musicians are freelancers, right? Plumbers are freelancers, builders are freelancers, carpenters are freelancers, electricians are freelancers. So it's not like freelancing is something new or something new is happening. Everything is freelance, and freelancing only can survive. No one can have job for 365 days. That is the reality. That is why you have to be mindful of what you are spending and where you are spending. You have to be mindful of your savings. You have to be mindful of investing the money. What consumption driven economy does is that it will give you consumption, increase in consumption, so increase in hiring. For some days you will have job and you will get paid. Then after that time, when the consumption slows down, slumps down, then what will happen? You will lose your job. If you look at freelancing, this is exactly what happens. When the business is good, when the market is good, you will get lot of projects. When the market is down, when the economy is, because people are not consuming all the time, right? Whole 12 months won't be the same, 365 days won't be the same. Business will suffer. Businesses suffer in real time. It's not like when you pump economy or pump in consumption through some or the other means, that is bound to will. If you play with the underlying forces of the market, underlying forces, supply and demand of market, right, the inevitable will happen, the crisis will come. So that is exactly why freelancing, right? Everyone will have to come to freelancing at the end. There are very limited jobs. And if you see in India also, how many people have jobs? At max, how many jobs will be there? 10 crore, not more than that. 15 crore max. So what about the rest 125 crores? How those people are surviving? They're surviving on self-employment. They are surviving on business. They are surviving on freelance. They are not surviving on jobs. Job security and getting jobs out of college, out of degree is a very new phenomenon established in last 40, 50, 60 years. It's not sustainable thing. And out of last 3, 4,000 years of recorded history, 99%, 99.99% of the times you are doing freelancing. So this is the best time to learn any skill. Start from some skill, keep upskilling, right? Your fear of AI will take up your job will go away, right? If you are expert at something, AI will not take up your job. Can AI take a job of interior designer? It can only enhance their designs. It cannot take up the creativity part, right? So what are other benefits of freelancing? So time independence, location independence, as I have mentioned, you can work from anywhere, you can work at any time, right? Except on those jobs where you need to be present physically, like plumber, electrician, carpenter, you need to be present. But say you are video editor, you can edit videos from, say you are sitting in Delhi, you are editing videos for a client who is based out of some country in Europe, in America, and in Japan, in anywhere, you can do it, right? Location independence, time independence, right? Why IT sector boomed in India? Because they were operating in daytime, right? Because it can happen that way, right? In US, time zones are different. People are operating in daytime. In that exact same, at exactly that moment in India, it's going to be night, right? But people are working in night shifts, or they are sharing the requirements, and you are coming the next day and you are working, because that is how it is. That is job. That was job, but you can do it remote as well. So it's time and location independent. Then third is no office politics, no taking orders from anyone. A lot of people are not really good at taking orders, right? Even I was not good at it, right? At certain point I feel like, why exactly I need to do it this way? There are multiple other ways, and there are much better ways to do it, but since management is asking you to do it in a certain way, you need to do it in a certain way, right? So a lot of people also don't go well with office politics. They don't want to get in mid of gossip and all, right? But some people love it, right? Like I used to have no interest in office politics, so I used to feel really out of place. So for all those people, freelancing is very good, right? No office politics, no bitching about people, no gossip, nothing. Just do whatever you want and spend time. Rest of the time you spend on your leisure activities. Do whatever you want. Learn something. Go travel somewhere. Meet friends or something, or watch some content like web series, TV series, whatever, anything, right? So that is one of the another benefits. And then there the most important feature is the most important benefit, I would say, is no ceiling on income. See, you see, like if you are doing a job and you did something for due to which the business earned, say, 100 crores extra that year, whatever, any plan you proposed, any strategy change you suggested to the management, anything, they earned 100 crores extra, or say 50 crores extra, 10 crores extra, bare minimum. How much increase you will get in your salary? How much increment can you expect? Barely anything. Say if you are currently working in, say, 50 lakh package, if the business earned extra 50 100 crores due to your work, you might get incentive of 5 10 lakhs. You might get increment from 50 to 60 70 lakhs. That's it. That is also one time. Whatever strategies you implemented, by the way, business will keep scaling, keep improvising, keep making better versions of it, and further scale their profitability. But you will not get a pie of it. You will not get any. At least whatever you generated, you should be given 10% of it, because anyway they are going to pay one time, not all the time. But you will not be paid that, right? So there is a ceiling on income. There is a salary. The salary is fixed most of the time. I mean, people, most of the I have a lot of friends in corporate. They are always crying about the same thing: no increment, no increment. Because businesses are, if the businesses are going to pay you a lot, right? Since I am on now on this side of the table, if businesses keep you paying a lot, what they will do on the dry days. So that is how the business you owner has to think, because not all the days are same, right? When you are on the employer side, when you are on the employee side, when you are working for someone, you will not understand this thing, because you only care about the salary, right? And you are not wrong in that, because why do you care about losses, or why do you care about hit in the business? You don't take that risk, right? Employer takes that, the business owner takes that risk. And if you had to take that risk, you might have started your own business. Why you would be working for someone else, right? So it's a very obvious thing. No employee thinks about how business owner will bring business, how they will retain clients, how they will keep the revenue going up. They don't care, and they shouldn't, right? Pretty obvious. But the thing is, businesses have to plan 5 years, 10 years ahead, right? So I'm presenting the both sides to you, and you are free to choose which side to be in. If you want to be, if you don't want to get in that mess that you are always hunting for clients, you are always hunting for business. See, what people don't understand is, I'll tell you the reality of freelancing. A lot of people think that freelancing is very fancy and very sexy world and all those things. See, it is fancy to an extent, but beyond that, that lifestyle is being sold to you. You need to understand this, right? It's not that hunky dory, that life is hunky dory. It has its own set of challenges. That I'm telling you advantages, the benefits. After that, I'll also tell you the disadvantages of freelancing. It's not like something is perfect, right? A lot of people sell this lifestyle, right? There are coaches, there are gurus, they sell this lifestyle that if you start this freelancing or start this agency or something like that, your life will change overnight. Nothing happens overnight except overnight. I keep this saying this thing all the time. Nothing happens, right? Nothing will happen. You will just learn something, and what you will do is you will get better at it over time, spending 2 3 4 years, right? And when you are really good at something, you can charge accordingly. So there is no ceiling of income, there is time independence, location independence, and then there are some other benefits. It's not like you will get overnight millionaire overnight. That is simply bullshit which people are selling to you, right? And also, since it comes with so many advantages, there are other disadvantages as well, right? Which there are not in jobs, right? But again and again, I'm going to say the same thing, that freelancing is the more sustainable model in which the world will run, if not now, 1 2 3 years later. We eventually will have to return to freelancing. Not everyone can have jobs. Very few people can have jobs, right? But my point is that don't fall for this shiny object syndrome, where people are selling you the millionaire lifestyle. They are showing you sports cars, 10 girlfriends, holiday in Hawaii. That is not going to happen in freelancing. If you are going to earn, if you have to earn well, you will have to be present in office, you have to be present at your work, wherever you are working. If even it's location independence, you will have to be available in your laptop. Most of the days when I'm traveling, like, people show that I am working from Manali. You are working from Manali, but then laptop is there with you, right? It's not like you are completely on a vacation mode. That is the difference, right? When you are doing a job, if you take a week leave for 1 week, then it's a leave for 1 week, right? I won't sugarcoat things. But in freelancing, there is no such thing as a leave. You will have to be present all the time, because see, client is placing their trust on you that you will deliver the project on time, so their business doesn't get hit. That is the most important thing, right? In freelancing, the businesses mostly won't have an alternative to what work has been assigned to you. There is no alternative to you. You are going to provide that work, you are going to submit that work. In job, when you are taking that leave, your boss is going to assign someone else, your manager is going to assign someone else, because they have alternative people, they have backups. Businesses don't have backups in freelancing. If you are handling ads, you will have to handle ads, no matter you are in Manali, you are in Moscow, you are in Manila, doesn't matter. So don't fall for this shiny object syndrome. Understand every part of the freelancing. That is why I'm creating this playlist. That is why I'm creating this series of videos, that people understand what freelancing is before coming into freelancing. A lot of people land into freelancing. There are even my friends who would say that you must be earning in millions or something like that. I'm saying, like, who is telling you these BS? This is complete crap, right? And since it's freelancing, there is no fixed contract or something that you have to work minimum these many months or years with some people. It might happen that this month you have work and next month you don't have any work. So there is no work, no income. Simple. For a job, a person who is doing job, they really don't care if the business lasts or not. If the client stays with your business or not, they don't really care. If there is work, they will do it. They will get paid salary. If there is no work, in that case as well, that person will get salary. Doesn't apply to freelancing, by the way. In job, if you don't have work, it is your boss responsibility, your manager responsibility to give you job, give you work, and you will ask for salary at the end of the month. Doesn't matter if you had work or not. It's another cases scenario. That's a different story, that they will eventually lay you off if they don't have projects. That's a different case story. But that is how it works in the job and in the freelancing. In job, you don't really care about business, how revenue is coming, how revenue is going. You don't care about clients. You don't care about anything. Bringing business, growing business, bringing revenue, that is your business owner's job, your manager's job, the team lead's job, the people who are responsible for it. It's not your job. But in freelancing, you are responsible for bringing business. You are responsible for bringing clients. You are responsible for retaining clients, right? If your service is not good, if you are not professional, people will not work with you, and you will always be on that constant hunt for clients. And let me tell you, it's not a good place to be in. You need at least, even though it's freelancing, it has a lot of perks, a lot of freedom and all, but still you need to have some fixed clients, regular clients, right? Because if there are no clients and all your clients leave, then you are simply left with zero income. How you will survive? And that is why savings are important. In freelancing, you should always have savings, because not all 12 months will be same. This month might be not good, next month you might unwell, but if you think that next month is going to be the reality for all the 12 months, then you are for big surprise. There are good months, there are bad months. You average out, right? So be mindful of this thing, right? Now, advantages we have discussed. Let's discuss disadvantages as well. So one disadvantage, first most important disadvantage is, which a lot of people will not be able to sustain, right? That is, it's extremely lonely journey. When you are working in a job, when you are going to office regularly, here it's not no job, right? Like no office. It's not a job, so you don't have an office. If you want, you can go to like co-working spaces or something. You can meet different people or something like that. But again, that is not constant thing, right? That is not consistent. Not every day you will have same people, same colleagues. So building bonds, building bonds and making friends is hard. When you're working at same company for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, you make a lot of friends, and those are not just your colleagues, they are your friends as well. So you meet them, you travel with them sometimes, you meet them for a good Friday night drink or something, you hang out with them. In freelancing, it's a very lonely journey. You rarely will have any friends. Even the people who are doing freelancing, if they make friends with you, they are also going through the same challenges. They're also, timing doesn't match. Sometimes they are busy, sometimes you are busy. So it's extremely lonely journey. You have to find stuff, you have to keep things with you in such a way that you are engaged in some or the other way, right? Because otherwise it's going to be very hard, because you are all by yourself and you and your laptop, that is it, right? If you are doing this kind of freelancing, if you are doing any other kind of freelancing, then obviously it will have another set of challenges, but mostly it's by you and yourself, you and your laptop. So find something to keep yourself engaged so you don't feel lonely. Otherwise it will take toll on your mental health, right? Then what other disadvantages are? One, I have already mentioned, no guarantee of income and work. So that is why you will always have to keep reaching out to clients, keep reaching out to businesses, keep building your network, right? Always keep building your network, keep reaching out to people, collaborating with them, right? This happens a lot in freelancing, right? By the way, like say you are good at SEO, some person is good at ads, or you are dealing the organic side of marketing, they are dealing the inorganic side of marketing. So you can collaborate with them. Say if your client comes and they want SEO with ads, so you can partner up with me up. I'll take up the SEO part, you take up the ads part, and we can collaborate. And similarly it happens with me. If I get any client who needs ads as well with SEO, so I will pass on that ads work to you. I will take up the SEO part, you take up the ads part. So in that way you build a network, you collaborate with them. And there are a lot of people, right? You can partner up with website developers if you are an SEO, and website developers can pass on partner up with SEO, because a lot of time SEO people get those websites which are not really user friendly or SEO friendly, so they might need to make some changes. So website developers can help. Similarly, like performance marketing guys can help with the SEO part, with the social media guys who are dealing in the organic content creation and all. So with collaboration and with network you can sustain this. Otherwise it's going to be very very hard, because not all 12 months you will have work, right? And initially when you are starting you don't even have a portfolio. For that I'll make another separate video, like how to start freelancing as a beginner, right? So how to make portfolio, how to get results, because without results hardly anyone will give you a chance, and they will exploit you a lot, right? They will ask you to do 100 things for pennies, for peanuts. They will not even pay you peanuts. That is the reality of freelancing if you don't have portfolio, by the way, right? So I will make another video for that, right? So this is one of the challenges: no income guarantee and no work guarantee. A lot of months you will not have sufficient work, like you will not be having enough income to sustain yourself. That is why savings is important. When you are having good months, you are having a run, you are making a lot of money, save. Don't spend mindlessly that you will keep making the same money. In the initial few years of freelancing, if you are able to sustain, see, mindset is very different from the job. That is what I'm trying to convey here. Very different mindset is required for freelancing. It's not the same mindset as job. In job you are not really concerned with the business. If it is doing good, if it is doing bad, you hardly care about it, and you shouldn't either. The problem is, in freelancing you are the business owner. You have to be responsible for bringing in clients, you have to be responsible for retaining them, you have to be responsible for keeping them happy, which is, by the way, your CEO's job, your manager's job, your business owner's job when you are doing job, right? It's not your job when you are in a full-time role. But in freelancing you will have to take care of all those things. You have to find new clients, you have to bring new clients, you have to always keep reaching out, you have to keep building your pipeline, right? Even say I have 5 clients, all 5 leave tomorrow, so I have people in pipeline, I can take those projects, 2 to 3 projects, I can sustain myself at least, right? It's very important in freelancing, a very very unpredictable kind of life it is of a freelancer. So scalability issue, another issue is, see, because you are selling your time, right? People are hiring you for your work, your skill, your expertise, you are selling your time. So beyond a certain level you can't take projects. Like how you will scale? Say you are currently taking 3 projects, you are working 6 hours a day, you take 2 more projects, you are working 10 hours a day. Now to increase your income, what you will do? You can either increase your prices, but then you will also have to be staying competitive in the market. You cannot charge 3x 4x of what people are charging, because then obviously you will lose on projects. So you have to keep prices competitive. So other way is increasing your time, taking up more projects, but then that will take toll on your mental health, your physical health, because beyond a certain level you can't work, right? If you are in creative fields, obviously you can work 4 5 6 hours. After that your mind is exhausted, your body is exhausted, you can't take up projects for 12 15 14 hours. It will exhaust you, it will burn you out, right? Another one video in this series is going to be how to deal with burnout, because in freelancing a lot of time, even happens with me all the time, that I take up projects in too much enthusiasm, and I overwork, right, in some days, and then I get burnt out. So then after that I'm not even able to work on my normal efficiency. So being a freelancer you have to be mindful of these things as well, right? And another huge challenge is extremely competitive. See, understand this thing, that when you are coming to freelancing, right, it's not like job in this means as well. See, in job, if you are hired and 4 people on your team, 5 people on your team, 3 people are not working good, you are working fine, you are working more than the expectation of your team leaders or your managers. So those 3 people will not be fired immediately. They will be given some sort of warning, they will be given some sort of wake up call, and if you are in sales or something, they will be kept in PIP, that is performance improvement plan. So they will not be fired immediately. But in freelancing, what usually happens is, if you are not working fine, and there are so many people who are selling false promises, tall claim, big claims to client that I will just skyrocket your business, it will take, I will take you to 10 crores, 100 crores overnight. Clients are, very gullible, I would say. Clients are, very greedy as well as very innocent, because they are not aware how things work. See, if I am selling shoes, I hardly care how Meta or Google ads work. I just care about if I am getting sales from Meta or from Google. You are going to explain the technicalities, sir. Google is not working this way, Google is working that way, Meta is not working this way, Meta is working that way. I hardly care, right? You will feel business owners are not understanding, right? How do I explain? I'm losing on business, but business owners not understanding that Meta ads are important, this is important. Business owner sees every platform as a channel. They don't care about Meta ads or Google ads. Okay, I have learned this by experience, and they are right. They are not wrong in that, right? They are not wrong in that approach. They only care about revenue, incoming revenue. At the end of the month, 15 lakhs I'm getting from YouTube, Google, 5 lakhs I'm getting from Meta. I have spent 3 lakhs on YouTube and Google, and I have spent 2 lakhs on Meta. Why should I waste my money on YouTube, in Facebook, when I'm getting almost 5x ROAS from YouTube and Google, and barely 2.5 ROAS from Facebook? It makes no sense, and they are right. But then you will lose your client. So in that case, it's a very extremely competitive space. So you have to always keep upskilling. Always keep upskilling, right? This should be from here, always keep upskilling. Because you are competing with the best minds, right? Mostly people who are really good at something, they will not work for someone else for a long time. After a certain point, when they understand they have that capability, they will start working for themselves. They will start working for freelancing. They will start working as a freelance. So you are competing with them. So always keep this thing in mind, that you have to always keep upskilling. You will not have to stop at certain level thinking that, okay, I know a lot, now I can relax. You can never relax. In jobs also you have to upskill, but in jobs you have some timeline, and there is cushion that they will not fire you immediately. But in freelancing, if the client is not getting results, they might immediately say, okay, I'm not continuing with you from next month, I'm not getting desired results, and you can do nothing about it, let me tell you. So it's a brutal market, it's a brutal life of a freelancer. I'm not scaring you or disheartening you in any way, but I'm just showing you things as it is, right? People sugarcoat a lot. People become motivational speakers while explaining how freelancing works, right? Like as if life is very fancy, life is hunky dory, there are no challenges. No, it's not like that. It has its own set of challenges, right? Job has its own set of challenges, freelancing has its own set of challenges, right? Whatever suits you, choose accordingly, right? Neither job is bad, neither freelancing is bad. Neither job is all fancy hunky dory, neither freelancing is all hunky dory. Nothing is all hunky dory and fancy. There are challenges, there are problems with everything. You have to choose what works for you. I gave up on jobs because I knew I couldn't survive in them. I thought if I'm doing independently, if I'm working independently, if I'm doing something of my own, I can do much better. So I took freelancing. You can choose whatever works for you, right? And that is how it is. You have that option, right? Now after freelancing, what you can do, what after freelancing, because if you have started freelancing, you cannot be freelancer all your life. You need to, because efficiency goes down, you cannot work the same number of hours, you have to take care of family, you have to take care of a lot of things. But you have to, your needs are also more with time, right? You need more money, more freedom, and all those things. So after freelancing, the next stage is of building an agency, what most people do, right? You have to build your agency, right? Because since you are simply making money by selling your time, right, per hour basis, per project basis, whatever it is, you are making money by selling your time. So how much you can mark it up? We have already discussed, like either you can increase prices or you can increase projects. Beyond certain age and beyond certain time, you cannot take too many projects. You can only take few projects, and you cannot increase too much of your prices as well. Otherwise, you will lose money, lose projects, because client mostly clients will look at what it is costing them. If I am providing a website at say 50,000 rupees and client is getting it say 20,000 rupees, more or less client will go with that 20,000. I don't know why, but they will go, right? They don't really care how effective that website is. See, because most of the thing what we are doing online here is people are not able to visualize it. People are showing, okay, this kind of website I'll build for you, I'll show this kind of website, I'll build this kind of website for you, you can get this kind of website, but that is not, I cannot touch it, that is not tangible, right? So any promise you can make and anything you can sell, you're selling out of thin air. So client is not able to visualize. So for client who is not technical, who doesn't understand SEO, who doesn't understand a lot of things, for a client it's a website. You are also creating website charging 50,000, that person is also creating website 20,000. It is easy for client to go with 20,000. Later on they might face some repercussions, they might face some consequences, but that is later on, right? Later on when I face problem, then only I'll think about problems. Why I should think about problems now? That is the mindset of clients. So to increase your bandwidth, you have to hire more people, train them, build your agency, get good with it, right? Build solid team and take up more projects, right? So that is the leverage you are building. Build your agency and then you can scale. So that is the end goal of freelancing. Or you can build some other business if you want. You have got the income from freelancing, then you can build some other business. That is how it is, right? So this is first part. I'll cover more parts in this series. There are going to be many more. Even after covering so less, it is now almost 47 minutes. So all the people who are staying up till end, thanks for watching. Please share this video with people who are really starting freelancing or thinking to start freelancing and have some kind of doubts. You can leave the comments, leave your doubts and queries in the comments, right? Please subscribe to my channel. I'll keep bringing such videos. Many more videos I have planned, right? So please subscribe, like, share with your friends, comment your queries and all. And you can also put on suggestions in the comments what kind of videos you want to watch related to marketing, related to business, related to digital marketing, related to freelancing, related to performance marketing, which I usually do, right? Performance marketing is my core expertise, I would say, right? Meta ads, Google ads, all those things. So anything related to that, you can, if you want me to make videos on, you can let me know in the comments, right? So that's it for today's video. Stay tuned for the next parts of the series, right? It's going to be a very interesting and very intriguing series. You will get to know a lot of things about freelancing and you will get to learn almost everything you need to know before starting freelancing, right? Okay, thanks for watching.